Welcome. Give you all a chance to come in. Give you all a chance to come in. To be black is to be controlled. Oh, I believe the lie. I believe the lie that would cost my soul. Oh, to be black is to be controlled. Oh, I believe the lie. He believed a lie that would cost my soul. Oh. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? You know, I often talk about, I'm on YouTube. You say you got a beat for it? Okay. Hey, let me know. Oh, we got a producer in the building, y'all. We got a producer in the building. Ease Beats. I'm going to write you down. I'm on YouTube, y'all. I'm just pinning Ease Beats right now. But listen, what's up, Jahan? What's up, Mr. Demare 777? What's up, Kenya? Venus, Lisa, Jahan. What's up? I don't know if I'm talking about the Bible today. Well, I'll probably incorporate some scripture. Baby for Life. Okay. But listen, y'all. Many people, what's up, Adonis? You know, many people think that I don't like black people. And the reason why they think that is because most of what surrounds being black is victimization. So if you don't cater to that victimization, then people think that you are against black people. So for example, if you see a dialogue between a white person and a black person, and that black person starts saying, well, I'm black, and the white person's like, I don't care, they're automatically racist. So because I don't give any energy to the victimization, it's labeled as me hating black people or hating myself and all this stuff. But in actuality, it's actually love. Because I realize that most of the stuff that we've learned or encountered today, it's not real. It's all a system of control. That's why I always say to be black is to be controlled. There's a clip from Candace Owens I'm going to play real quick, but she kind of highlights what I'm talking about. And I don't think she even realizes it. But if you think about it, they're telling you, telling me that we have to exist one way. We have to exist like this. They're not telling you that you can just be black and be free. Have you ever heard of such a term? Have you ever heard a term that says to be black is to be free? Be black and free. No, it's always be black and something negative. All I got to do is stay black and what? Die. It's hard out here being black. It's a struggle. Matter of fact, they called it the struggle. So again, everything associated with black is doom and gloom. It's not positive. Nobody tells you that you could be black and live your best life. That's not what they say. They say you got to be black in spite of. I just don't subscribe to the narrative or the notion. Because to me, it's a slap in God's face. It's a slap in God's face. You telling me that black folks go to church the most? They did a study. They said that black women go to church the most and pray the most. But they get married the least. Something's not adding up. So when I talk about this stuff, it's from a love perspective. Many people hear accountability and they think it's bad because black culture doesn't believe in accountability. I got a clip from Young Pharaoh where he talks about him being held accountable by only black people. It's insanity. To be black is to be controlled. Oh. I believed a lie. He believed a lie that would cause my soul. Oh. That might be the intro to the album. I got E's beats with the beats. That might be intro to the album. Y'all follow E's beats for the music. But let me get started though. Today's title is called Mississippi Burning. Now, conveniently, they lied and said that Mississippi was trying to implement Jim Crow, and it's a lie. Now, conveniently, a young man has been murdered. They don't know who did it, but they're assuming it's white people. Now, the funny thing to me is that he had a 94% chance of being killed by someone black. But because he was murdered in a gruesome way, that automatically makes it white. As if black people wouldn't do gruesome things if they didn't have guns. If black folks didn't have guns, they would be severing heads too. Go to these other countries, you'll see they chop folks' heads off because they ain't got the guns. When folks got guns, they gonna shoot. If they ain't got no guns, they gonna sever their head. So it ain't really an issue of whether black folks would do it or not. It's just the guns are more convenient. Now I know you all think I'm bashing black people, but I'm not. I'm simply highlighting that these people are playing a very dirty game. I've still yet to find the people that were in those costumes at that parade dressed up as Sesame Street characters that didn't give the little black girls a high five. Nobody's ever verified their race. But because there's a narrative already present, everybody assumes that the folks in the costumes were white. Nobody has identified who was in those costumes, but everybody said they was white. Nobody even seen them. This is what I mean though. If you don't need proof and you don't need facts, that means whatever the consensus is goes. That means if the mob can give the consensus, then that means that mob rules. And if mob rules, that's bad for everybody. Because depending on how the propaganda is swaying the people, they're going to go with that. Folks don't have an independent thought. Folks follow the media. And black folks especially follow CNN, The Shade Room, and anybody black making black folks feel good. That's who black folks follow. Thank you so much, Venus. Venus says she'll put the album release party together. Thank you so much. Yeah, Jojo Mac. And so when I talk about that is black culture, and most folks confuse culture with race. They think that people don't like black people. It's not black people, it's black culture. Because most folks know when they see a black person, 9.9 times out of 10, they're with all of the propaganda. They're going to be Democrat, they're going to be liberal, they're going to be victimization. There's a lot of stuff you're going to... So when I see somebody black, I already know they've already subscribed to certain ideologies without even talking to them. white people have white trash, but white people what they call poor white trash. But the difference is you don't see poor white trash glorified in music. You don't see poor white trash glorified in films. You don't see poor white trash glorified anywhere in America. But you do see the worst of black culture glorified in America. That's the difference. There's no propaganda machine behind poor white trash, so to speak. Matter of fact, as offensive as the term is, folks just say it like it's not even poor white trash. That means if you're poor and white, you're automatically trash. Black folks don't get that label. Black folks don't get the label when they're poor that they're trash. White people do. Is that racism? If a black person is poor, they're still a king and a queen. Gods of the earth. When a white person is poor, they're trash. So the propaganda machine is not behind poor white people. The propaganda machine is behind poor black people. It's in the music, it's in the entertainment, it's in the media, commercials, everywhere. Everyone is pushing the decadence of black culture, which is the demise of black people. This is why I believe in context, because folks just say things and it's not contextually right. Nothing promotes poor white people, nothing. It's not glory. Matter of fact, it's so underrepresented to where the average black person thinks that every white person is rich or well off, upper middle class. That's how little you see of poor white trash, and there are millions of quote unquote poor white people in America. Way more poor than the average black person. There's white people that are, when I say poor, I mean dirt poor. I had a contract job in West Virginia one time. West Virginia might be one of the poorest places I've ever seen in my life. You're talking about poor white, I'm talking about poor white people. Poor beyond belief. And the media will never show it to you. You'll never see it anywhere. None of it. I'm talking about dirt, poor with nothing. I'm talking about so poor it don't look, they can't look good. Black folks will be poor and still be able to buy designer shoes and bags and ride around, do all that stuff. When white folks are poor, they ain't stunting. I'm gonna say it again. When white people are poor, they don't stunt. You don't see white people that are poor, balled out of control. You don't even see it. When white people are poor, they look hopeless and destitute. So all I'm saying is, there's no propaganda that shows poor white people. So, Ebby, what are you not understanding? Tell me, Ebby, because I know this is going to be a struggle for you because it's a contextual conversation. So what are you not understanding? What are you not understanding about me saying that the media machine, the propaganda machine, promotes the decadence of black people? They don't do it for white people. So what don't you understand? Just tell me. I done seen poor white people, but the media will tell you they don't exist because they talk about white privilege. So in order to keep white privilege alive as a narrative, you can't show poor white people. Every group has poor people. Every group has rich people. Like it's just funny to me that people are just so woke, but yet it still fall for all the media propaganda. But let's get into what Candace Owens said. And thank you again, Jahan, for the super sticker. To be black is to be controlled. I believe
This is a recurring.
He believed a lie that would calm my soul. Now I'm going to give you all an example of what I mean by the promotion of black decadence. Yes, and listen, there are white folks that have farms living a simple life. That's true. But they're under attack as well. You can go to California. It's been farmers for years begging for water. So again, we talk about this whole oppression thing, but when we take a step back and look, oppression is given to everybody. The only difference is they use black people as the propaganda tool. That's the only difference. They make black folks believe they're the only ones suffering and struggling. So that means once you give a racism narrative, that makes black folks not want to read, research, get facts, truth, because the narrative is already there. So why even go research and look it up? I take your word for it. Anybody can get on TV. That's why imagine the Antichrist coming tomorrow and saying, black people, you've been done wrong. Just by him saying that, the Antichrist, the literal Satan in the flesh, the Antichrist, the devil in human form, can literally say, black folks, you've been done bad, and he gonna get almost 100% of the black endorsement. You know how scary that is? Do you know how scary that is? That is terrifying. And guess what? That day is going to come. But you keep saying, and again, this is the Blatrix. This is the Blatrix. Everybody is being oppressed. Everybody. And I venture to say the folks that's doing the oppression probably ain't even humans. The folks doing the oppressing probably ain't even human. A lot of Latinos are okay. So what I'm saying is everybody's in the same boat. 90% of the wealth in America is held by 10% of Americans. It is impossible for somebody to have privilege if 90% of the people are living off of 10% of the wealth. It doesn't even make any sense. But when I say that, and it's a contextual statement, black people start scratching their head. What is he talking about? Because they force feed black people a narrative of racism, and it actually lowers black people's IQ. It does. The whole racism narrative makes a black person not think because they're already giving you what to think. They said that the Sesame Street characters on the street, it was racism, but they never verified the race of the folks in the costume because they gave you the narrative. This young man was killed in Mississippi, but they telling you the way he was killed, it had to be white people. Because he texted his mother something. Well, I'm going to get into it. Because what he texted his mom don't make any sense. What he texted his mother doesn't make any sense. Anyway, we're going to get into it, though. Poverty is poverty. And this system of control needs people with the least amount of options as possible. That's why you make just enough money to pay your bills. It's all a setup. Nothing to do with race. Let's listen to Candace Owens articulate the Blatrix.
Theme when it comes to black artists, when it comes to rap artists. This is a recurring theme. Let me remind you, Migos, they rap trio. They had a Popeyes meal. Megan Thee Stallion, she was also has a Popeyes meal. Travis Scott, McDonald's. Saweetie, McDonald's. Mariah Carey, McDonald's. Michael Jordan, McDonald's. Pusha T, Arby's. Mary J. Blige, Burger King. Why isn't it that Whole Foods is not coming at them with a sponsorship? Oh, because they're in marketing partnering. It's what Thomas Sowell refers to as the bigotry of low expectations. This is how black people eat. And if we want to recognize how many dollars we can make off of Black people and their food ignorance and their poverty, then we need to go to Black actors and Black entertainers and pitch to them that we will give them millions to continue to promote a lack of health in their own community. This is a recurring theme.
Brittany Renner even has a sandwich called the Side Chick from Crystals. So how is it that I hate Black people, but these celebrities are promoting foods that are going to cause cancer and kill Black people? Just think about this. People tell me that I hate Black people, but these people are making money off the death of Black people, and they get called heroes. They get praised. The average Black person doesn't have the contextual understanding when it comes to race, because a narrative is already given to them since birth. White bad, Black good. That's the narrative. Even when Black does bad, it's because white was bad. All these celebrities and entertainers are promoting the destruction of the Black community via diet. And they get praised. I come on social media and tell the truth, and I get told I hate Black people. It is insanity. And this is why I don't listen. I don't listen when Black folks are complaining, because I know when Black folks are complaining, they're complaining about a narrative, about propaganda, about an illusion. They're not complaining about anything tangible, because when it's tangible, they don't complain. Y'all told me that Wells Fargo, y'all told Travis Scott even had the McDonald's, but y'all told me, even with Ice Cube doing the beer, St. Ives back in the day, Billy D with Colt 45, Black folks been promoting death to Black people, but they get a pass. You know why? Because this whole race narrative is satanic and demonic. So anything that is truthful and beneficial, it gets rejected by Black culture. There is no way to fix Black culture. Therefore, there's no way to really fix Black people, because anything that would benefit Black people, they're going to reject. If I got on TV and said Cardi B and Offset are sellouts for promoting McDonald's, I would get canceled. If I said that Brittany Renner is a sellout for promoting crystals in these urban neighborhoods to Black people, I would get called a sellout. I would get canceled. So my point to you all is, how can you even critique the demise of Black people if Black people support the folks bringing upon the demise? It's impossible. That's why I don't listen. Somebody want to unfollow me? Go ahead and unfollow me. Don't watch me. Don't listen to me. But I know at the end of the day, what I'm saying is true, and what you're saying is false, because it's built on an illusion. King Tabernacle says, Jay-Z sold crack, cocaine to Blacks, then music degrading Black people and promoting low character, and he's a savior. Exactly. These rappers haven't made amends with Black people. These rappers have promoted death, destruction, and damnation. These rappers bragged about selling dope in their community, became rappers to get praised and celebrated. And if I dare call them out, I'm the bad guy. I don't listen to Black people. I don't. All these celebrities that are Black are telling Black folks to eat poisonous food that we know causes cancer. And they're praised. Let's play it again.
When it comes to Black artists, when it comes to rap artists, this is a recurring theme. Let me remind you, Migos, they rap trio. They had a Popeyes meal. Megan Thee Stallion, she was also has a Popeyes meal. Travis Scott, McDonald's. Saweetie, McDonald's. Mariah Carey, McDonald's. Michael Jordan, McDonald's. Pusha T, Arby's. Mary J. Blige, Burger King. Why isn't it that Whole Foods is not coming at them with a sponsorship? Oh, because they're in marketing partnering. It's what Thomas Sowell refers to as the bigotry of low expectations. This is how Black people eat. And if we want to recognize how many dollars we can make off of Black people and their food ignorance and their poverty, then we need to go to Black actors and Black entertainers and pitch to them that we will give them millions to continue to promote a lack of health in their own community. This is a recurring theme when it comes to Black artists, when it comes to.
Somebody just said LeBron James has ruffles. Jason Tatum has ruffles. All these poisonous foods, they putting a black face on it for who to eat? For Black people to eat. Somebody said Jay-Z dropped jewels. The Bible says, don't let your good... Man, let me... Hold on. I'll make it easy for y'all. I'll make it easy for y'all. I'll make it easy for y'all. I'll make it easy. So we can go to the scripture because y'all like to... And again... This is a problem with Black culture, is accountability. Jay-Z got his career off of being a drug dealer. So before he becomes a rapper, how does he make amends for being a drug dealer? How do you make amends for destroying lives? And I've talked to some real people in New York, and nobody ever knew Jay-Z for being a drug lord, drug kingpin. I know some real people in New York in the trenches, and nobody can verify Jay-Z's drug story. Nobody. But that's neither here nor there. My question is, if it's true, which I don't even believe it, but if it's true, how did Jay-Z make amends before he started rapping? I'll tell you, he didn't. He went from selling drugs to glorifying it. So Jay-Z has a penance to pay. So if he drops jewels, that ain't good enough. He got to give all the jewels up. He got to give all the jewels back. He got to give everything back to the people. Then he can start anew. But until then, no. That goes for the rest of these rappers. Romans 14, verses 16 through 19. Let not then your good be evil spoken of. For the kingdom of God is not meat and drink, but righteousness and peace and joy in the Holy Ghost. For he that is in these things serveth Christ is acceptable to God and approved of men. Let us therefore follow after the things which make for peace and things wherewith one may edify another. Is Jay-Z edifying Black people? Absolutely not. Is his wife, the wicked witch of Houston, Beyonce, edifying Black people? Absolutely not. So them dropping jewels ain't good enough. But again, the bar for being Black is so low to where a person can cause havoc like Boosie, hire a 15-year-old hitman to murder people, and then still get celebrated by Black people. And still get celebrated by Black people. Boosie had a little boy murdering people, and he's still celebrated and not canceled. And folks have the audacity to come on my page and say I'm against Black people, but not people actually killing Black people. This is why I don't listen to Black people. This is why I don't listen to them. Because I know what their problems are rooted in is decadence, a lack of character, false realities, and just a trick from the enemy. So no, Jay-Z ain't dropping jewels. He dropping what he been dropping: death, destruction, and damnation. Now let's continue. let's go to Mississippi.
This was not a natural killing. This was not a natural death. This represents a young man who was killed. His head was severed from his body. His vertebrae, his spinal cord, was in another spot they discovered away from his severed head. They have recently found remains that they believe are also Rasheem Carter at another part.
If the man's head is severed, then of course his spinal cord is going to be somewhere. Do y'all see what I mean? If the man's head is cut off, the head don't just lay down with the body. The head roll over here, the body over here. What we talk, of course, it's going to be separated. Context. This is how they get black people, is through context. They don't have no proof that a white person killed this boy. But we do have data and statistics that says he was more than likely killed by someone black at a 94% chance.
Part of where he went missing. And what that tells us is that this was a nefarious act. This was an evil act. Somebody murdered Rasheem Carter.
How many black people have been murdered senselessly in Mississippi? Have you ever seen Benjamin Crump? Y'all think I'm playing? I'm going to go back to the crime stats since 1960. Violent crime in 1960 were 2,236. In 2019, violent crimes are 8,272. So it's gotten worse. So it's gotten worse. The crime has literally quadrupled since 1960. But you all are going to tell me it's because of white people. You're going to tell me that the violent crimes in Mississippi have increased because of white. Now listen, we could argue that in 1960, those crimes could have been committed by white versus black. We can argue that. But 2019, we can also state the fact that it was black doing it to black. So in a 50-year time period, 60 years, in 60 years, we saw violent crimes quadruple to the point where it's black on black and it's reaching record numbers. The past 3 years, Jackson, Mississippi has led the nation in homicide. So we can agree that if it was white folks doing 1960, it was at 2,000. But when black folks started doing it, it quadrupled. Now make that make sense. Why is it when black folks started killing, it quadrupled that of white people? It should be when white folks stopped doing it, then black folks was doing it, but at a way lesser rate. So that it should have went down. How did it quadruple? Okay.
And we cannot let them get away with this.
Who got away with it? I'm going to ask y'all a question about Benjamin Crump, the ambulance chaser. Can anybody imagine Benjamin Crump arguing a case in court? Honestly, listen to him.
This was not a natural killing. This was not a natural death.
Would you feel secure if your life was on the line and Benjamin Crump had to argue for your defense? if you was facing the death penalty, would you want Benjamin Crump to argue on your behalf?
This represents a young man who was killed. His head was severed from his body.
Could you imagine Benjamin Crump trying to defend you in court? And his argument would be the obvious. My client was accused of murder. My client is black. The system is racist. Now keep in mind, it'd be a black judge sitting up there, a black court stenographer, he a black lawyer, black folks in the jury, black folks. The system is racist. Could you imagine Benjamin Crump defending you in court?
His vertebrae, his spinal cord, was in another spot they discovered away from his severed head. They have recently found remains that...
Man, listen. We're going to get into this case because this case makes absolutely no sense. But we also going to talk about this case coinciding with black people dying in Mississippi every day, and nobody cares. And I told you all before that black people only value black life when it's taken by a white person. The irony of that. Okay, I want you to hear his mother speak.
Up and left me.
Okay. So on the screen, this is a viral post. It was a post that went viral. Now, this website is called The Uncut. And what black folks don't realize is that black people know that black folks are emotionally ignorant and emotionally unintelligent. So they'll give you a story, but they'll add all kind of false things in the story to make you more emotional because they know you're going to believe it. So we just heard Benjamin Crump state what was done to the man's body. Now let's listen to what this thing says on social media, because folks ain't going to watch Benjamin Crump speak. They're going to go to social media and take this person's word for it. The first thing has a spelling, it's a grammatical error in the first sentence. They beated him to death. Now, the devil does this because the first sentence is grammatically incorrect. So you shouldn't keep reading. If you buy a book and open it and the first sentence in the book has grammatical errors in it, you close the book up. I done wasted my money. So the devil puts the first sentence in there wrong on purpose. So that means once you keep reading, you consent to the lie and the illusion. They beated him to death. So did a 6-year-old write this or did an adult write this? They cut his manhood off and placed it in his mouth. They cut his manhood off and placed it in his mouth. So that's 2 grammatical errors in 2 sentences. So nobody should be reading up to this point. They cut his fingers off. They dug his eyes out his head. Another grammatical error. They cut other parts of his body off. They gave his body to wild animals. They pour acid spelled wrong, on his body. Now clearly, This video went viral. This post, I mean. Nobody's fact checking it. Nobody cares about the grammatical errors. Nobody cares it don't make any sense. Nobody cares that the news didn't corroborate this. Being Crump didn't corroborate. Nobody cares about that. All they care about is the black pain and the black trauma, which is what they feed on. This whole race narrative is just like crack cocaine. It's the same kind of high, same kind of fix. Black folks live for this kind of fix. They pour acid, ACT, on his body. Gabe Horn, who is the chief of Taylorsville, Mississippi. Sentence fragment. Don't even make any sense. Bobby the cleanup man, who was also the maintenance man of Taylorville's projects. Another fragmented sentence. The boss man, Mr. Stephen Luke Clements, who was Rasheem Carter boss man. Another fragment. Like, listen, y'all. This thing is viral. And black folks, when I saw the comments, some people was like, is this even real? It's so poorly written. It don't matter if it's grammatically incorrect. It don't matter if it's poorly written. They racist. It don't matter if it don't make sense. They racist. This is black folks saying. These people are responsible for killing and murdering Rasheem Carter. Another grammatical error. As a black man and black woman of Taylorsville, I advise you to be extremely careful because these folks are killing black people around Taylorsville, Mississippi, along with others. See? They know that black folks feed on this. This is drugs for black people. Black folks know I can say almost anything. Look at Juicy Smollett. Juicy Smollett was lying since day one. And black folks was defending him to the T. I said nobody is walking around Chicago 20 below zero looking for Juicy. I said it's not possible. I said, what are the chances of two white men watching the show? What's the show called? Empire. What are the chances of two racist white men watching the show Empire and able to distinguish the cast, and out of all the celebs on the show, they pick out Juicy. The story made absolutely no sense. But he knew he could get away with it because he knows that black people are emotionally unintelligent. He knows this. He knows all I gotta say is MAGA, Trump, racist, white, N-word, I got him. Oh yeah, and noose around the neck. Keep in mind, the noose around the neck looked like a basketball hoop, a basketball net around his neck. When the first set of police came, he didn't like them. They were like, man, this sounds crazy. They left. He called some more police out, and he left the noose on the neck. Listen, the story is crazy. The story is crazy. But this this post went viral. Now, nobody knows who killed this boy. Nobody. Nobody knows who killed this boy. But they're automatically telling you that it is a white person. I'm trying to find the video of his mother. I'm trying to find the video of his mother because his mother said that he sent her a text message that made absolutely no sense at all.
Already cohesive,
Yeah.
but through the Bible as opposed to
Saying when he's talking.
Guys, check out what I found on the internet.
Let me try to find on YouTube. Try to find on YouTube with his mama talking. Cardi B got involved. I can't find that clip.
In 2020, there were over 5.
This, it has to be investigated. Do you want to read it, Tiffany? You have to say the name.
Okay.
And what date is it?
This was on October the 1st. My son texted me. This was after him and I had gotten off the phone. He said, me and the owner of this company not seeing eye to eye, Mama. His name, which I can't say at this time, but if anything happened to me, he's responsible for it. I'm too smart, Mama. He got these guys wanting to kill me. And that's what he sent to me.
Now, I want you to think about this for a second. Just think for a second. Let's say it's true. Let's say for some strange reason, the boss of the company, the owner, wants to kill the employee because he's too smart. Why are you still working there? If your boss wants to kill you, why are you still working there? And if you're texting your mother and your life is in danger, then why couldn't you text his name? If you're texting your mother and these people want to end your life, why wouldn't you text your mother his name? If they're trying to end your life, why are you trying to not disclose the person? It doesn't make any sense. The whole text does not make any sense. It doesn't. What I believe happened is that he was probably murdered and the person had his phone and they probably was doing the texting. Because what this was text, mine don't make any sense. It makes absolutely zero sense. If my life is in danger, I'm giving you everybody's name, phone number, address, and social. If my life is in danger, I'm texting you everything. They live here, sending the squad over here now. Matter of fact, Mama, I'm coming home. Okay, they said that she couldn't say it right. So when I pull up these articles, they shouldn't have the owner of the company's name in the articles in. If what y'all are saying is true, when I read these articles, that man's name shouldn't be in the articles. If she can't say the name, then that means no article should mention that man's name. So I'm gonna replay again what she said and just tell me if it makes sense. Now imagine this is a person that thinks their life is in danger. Does this text, matter of fact, how about this? Why would I just get in my car and leave? Let's continue. I'm gonna rewind it.
This was on October the 1st. My son texted me. This was after him and I had gotten off the phone. He said, me and the owner of this company not seeing eye to eye, mama. His name, which I can't say at this time, but if anything happened to me, he's responsible for it. I'm too smart, mama. He got these guys wanting to kill me. And that's what he sent to me.
And then he went missing. And
Now, does that sound like a text of a person whose life is in danger? Why wouldn't he just get in his car and go home to his mama? Why wouldn't he leave? He didn't say I quit the job. He didn't say I left on bad terms. He didn't say I got fired. So, does that sound like a text from a person whose life is in danger? This is context. You got the narrative, you got the propaganda, you got the illusion, and you got the truth. Does this sound like a guy whose life is in danger? The mama said she couldn't say the man's name. Or he said it. Either way, I shouldn't see the name mentioned in. Because why can't she say it and every news outlet say it? Now, conveniently, nobody cared about this murder until after the quote-unquote Jim Crowing of Mississippi. Bunch of high cholesterol and diabetes that gathered together again to promote fear and propaganda. Let's go to some news articles. Now, I already gave you the violent crime statistics, but let's go to some more. Since folks care about this young man's death.
Unbelievable. And killings in the capital city may have dropped last year, but a 300-side investigation finds Jackson remains the deadliest city in the nation. Our analysis shows Jackson's homicide rate is higher than any other major city in the U.S. CJ LeMaster has more.
The risk of you being a victim of a homicide, right, like a city of Jackson, with the current rate where it's at, is higher, you know, in general, relative to the risk of another city that has a lower per capita rate.
So, all these folks getting killed in Jackson, Mississippi, and Ben Crump ain't saying nothing about it. Black folks ain't protesting. Black folks ain't saying enough's enough. None of that. This young man gets killed by somebody they believe is white, and Cardi B chiming in, other celebrities chiming in. It's national news. Everybody cares. So tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong when I say that black folks only care about black life when a white person takes it. Tell me I'm wrong. She got the text right in October. But my question is, if somebody was after my life, I'm not sending my mother a vague text. I'm calling. Why wouldn't he call his mom? Why would he not call his mom with something so urgent, like someone wanting to end his life? This does not, it can't be true. Right, T, this is dangerous. T said this is dangerous propaganda, just continues to harvest black folks' energy and keeps them at such a low vibration. They tell you what you respond to. Black folks behave like children. It's true. This story makes no sense. That I don't even believe that boy sent that text. That text was sent by the person that probably killed him. I don't know what that boy was into. But it's funny to me, when black people die and white folks involved, they make the black person a saint. When a black person dies and white folks are involved, they make the black person a saint. You don't know what that boy was into. You don't know what he was into. But I'm telling you now, there's no way in the world his life was in danger and he's sending that raggedy text. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Let's continue.
What he's saying essentially is that you're more at risk of being killed in Jackson than any other major city based on last year's homicide rate. And the Jackson Police Department's low numbers of officers plays a role in that too, according to criminologist and Ole Miss Criminal Justice Chair Wes Jennings.
It's not a function of just adding 5 more officers will reduce 5 more crimes. But when they're, have historically low numbers relative to where they should be, it takes away officer time, right? And so ideally, you'd want them to have more time to focus more on violence prevention and intervention.
Jennings says true community policing is difficult to implement when a department barely has enough officers to keep up with 911 calls. He also says population changes, people leaving Jackson, have affected how a community fights against crime too because of who's left.
If I own a home and the homeowner next to me, I see their windows broken, I'm going to call the police and I'm going to call my neighbor, right? But if I'm in an area where I'm renting a property and I see a broken window across from a unit across from me, I might be like, I'm glad it wasn't my unit, right? And just keep quiet. And then as soon as I get enough resources, move out. So you don't have a stake in the people or in the area.
Now, the city of Jackson is implementing an Office of Violence Prevention in the coming months to help with those efforts. We've reported about that. Jennings says more comprehensive community policing, having enough officers that they can go into gas stations, restaurants, increasing visibility, and curfews combined with more activities for young people can help tremendously. One more thing, troubling thing tonight, homicide victims are trending younger. 2 years ago, our data showed the average age of a person killed here in Jackson was just under 33 years of age. Now it's 29. How?
Again, where's the outrage? Where's the outrage? I'm going to come back, IG, because my time's about to run out. I'm going to come right back. Give me 1 second, YouTube. Right, King Tabernacle. Ben Crump is a Freemason, fraternity, Boule, Mega Psi Phi, Sigma Pi Phi, Boule, all of it. But black folks trust him. But let's continue. Let's go.
Fayette was contracted to work in Smith County. Last year, Carter went missing in October after texting his mother that his life was in danger.
He said, me and the owner of this company not seeing eye to eye, mama. His name, which I can't say at this time, but if anything happened to me, he's responsible for it. I'm too smart, mama. He got these guys wanting to kill me. And that's what he sent to me.
Attorneys say there was an attempt to use Carter's credit card in Taylorsville while he was missing. A month after his disappearance, some of his remains were found in Smith County.
His head was severed from his body. His vertebrae.
25-year-old Rasheem Carter of Fayette was contracted to work in Smith County.
His spinal cord was in another spot they discovered away from his severed head. They have recently found remains that they believe are also Rasheem Carter.
The Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office was not able to determine a cause of death because some of Carter's remains were in an advanced state of decomposition. Smith County Sheriff's Office is leading the investigation, and the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is assisting, but his family says more needs to be done, so attorneys sent a letter asking the U.S. Department of Justice to get involved.
His spinal cord was in another spot they discovered away from his severed head. They have recently found remains that they believe.
So let's go to this article. We go to our trusted sources at CNN. Now, Benjamin Crump says, what we have is a Mississippi lynching. Based on what? Based on what? How do you know that he wasn't killed and some animals tore his body apart? How do we know he wasn't murdered and an animal tore his body apart? How do we know he didn't have a medical issue and died in somewhere the animal took him away? We have a Mississippi lynching. You see this language? No proof, no evidence, no nothing. The autopsy, listen, I didn't even know this. I'm about to read this. I didn't even see this, y'all. I'm about to read it. This is the third paragraph. That autopsy also noted evidence that Carter's remains had been scavenged by animals, according to a copy of obtained by CNN. What I tell you, listen, did not just say, how do they know that the animals didn't take that boy's body? And that the third paragraph says the autopsy said the animals ravaged the body. Think about this now. The autopsy said the animals done ravaged his body. Now, Ben Crump is talking, but not one time did he mention them animals. Now, I think somebody mentioned here earlier, Heather says it sounds like he was killed by the cartel. It was a cartel hit, which could make sense. Heather Petty said it sounds like a cartel hit, which could make sense because, again, what that boy texted, I don't believe he even texted, doesn't make any sense. If someone is trying to take your life, you would call your mother. You would just get in your car and leave. You wouldn't send a vague text. You'd be calling her every day. They said, well, he went to the police and the police didn't do nothing. then he should have went back. Or he should have just left and went home. Anytime I see these black men getting arrested, they always calling for their mama. This man is in a car, no police around, but he won't go to his mama. Don't make any sense. So my question is, we got the animals ravaging the body. We got a type of murder, and Heather alludes that it could be a cartel hit. We got a vague text message that don't make any sense. We got the man blaming his boss, but he don't say he quit. So you still clocking in, but your boss want to kill you. Forget overtime, forget getting a raise, forget a evaluation, forget 90-day grace period. You telling me your boss want to have you murdered and you still clocking in. Do it make sense? Just make it make sense to me, please. Thank you. Miss Marshall Pounds, thank you. The first thing you're going to text is the address. But let's continue. The condition of Carter's remains meant the state medical examiner could not reasonably determine a cause of death, Mississippi Bureau of Investigation said in a statement. The condition of Carter's remains meant that the state medical examiner could not reasonably determine a cause of death, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation said in a statement. Crump on Monday called on the U.S. Department of Justice to open a federal investigation into Carter's death, something Smith County Sheriff Joel Houston, whose office is the lead investigative agency, told CNN he would welcome. The investigation, he said, remains ongoing, but authorities have so far not found evidence to corroborate the allegation that he was being followed. To this date, we do not have any evidence of foul play, but everything is on the table, Houston told CNN. Until we turn over every stone, it's still an open investigation. His body was found a month after he went missing. The father of a 7-year-old girl, and known around his community in Jefferson County for being an excellent cook, was reported missing in early October, according to a news release at the time from the city of Laurel, Mississippi Police Department. He was last seen October the 2nd at a Super 8 motel, the release said. Stop. Stop right there. He was at a Super 8 motel. Now, where I'm from, them Super 8s got two things in common: drugs and prostitution. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying about the Super 8 motel. Tell me I'm lying. Michaela, tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying about the Super 8 motel being known for drugs and prostitution. Tell me I'm lying. Why was that boy at a Super 8 motel and everybody know what go down at the Super 8? Not the Motel 6, the Super 8. Thank you, Kenya. It's the trap. Thank you, Kenya. It's the trap. Why I gotta be the guy to bring the truth and make everybody upset? Why I gotta get called the sellout and the coon and the bootlicker because I dare tell the truth? The boy was last seen at the Super 8. Y'all know good and well what happens at the Super 8. They done made this whole thing about race, and I know good and well that boy didn't send that text. Whoever did it sent that text. Ain't no way in the world that boy sent that text if his life was really in danger. He didn't say I quit the job. He said I'm too smart. What does that even mean? How is him being too smart to his boss will make his boss want to kill? It don't even make any sense. But I'll tell you what does make sense is that Super 8 motel. Because that Super 8 motel gonna add context. I know what go down at Super 8 motel. We all know what's going down at Super 8. You drive by the Super 8 and look, you see all kind of degradation. I don't know how they staying in business. How they ain't even raided by the feds yet. Right. If something went wrong, I guarantee it was something done with drugs or some kind of criminal activity and it went wrong. Right, Jahan. The feds probably own the Super 8. Because ain't no way the Super 8 they'll never get raided, they'll never get shut down, and they be moving keys to the Super 8, man. I'm talking about prostitution, meth, dope, cocaine, rocks, everything, heroin, everything go down to Super 8, and they ain't never got in trouble. What's up, Doug? Yeah, it's a bad story. Right. He's smart, but at the Super 8. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. We are doing the game. But let's continue. I haven't read this article. I didn't. I'm reading in real time with y'all. So now first we got the autopsy says that the animals had ravaged the body. Then they said the condition of the body made it impossible to give an assessment on how the boy even died. But let's continue. His remains were found a month later, per the Smith County Sheriff's Office, in a wooded area just south of Taylorsville, a town around 20 miles west of Laurel in the state's southeastern quadrant. At this time, we have no reason to believe foul play was involved, but the case is still under investigation. The sheriff's office said in a Facebook post, which was later edited to stress the investigation was still ongoing. The state medical examiner's office could determine neither a cause nor manner of death, according to a report detailing the findings. Those records describe Carter's remains, which is said were found over approximately 2 acres, as partial and incomplete, and they were characterized by advanced composition. So in other words, when the animals, let me continue, hold on. There is no readily visible evidence of traumatic injury occurring at or around the time of death, the report said, but it noted several fractures. It also noted of animal activity. So again, if someone dies somewhere and the animals get a hold of them, they're going to take the body parts. They might have been fighting over the body parts. The animals could have been fighting over the body parts. The animals fight over the body parts. The body is so decomposed and so dismembered to where they can't tell how this young man died. There's no sign of foul play. But all they have is that text, and I guarantee that boy didn't send that text. I guarantee that text was sent to throw everybody's scent off of the real person. If I was a criminal, I'd just say somebody white did it. Think about it. You could be accused of something and just say somebody white did it. Black people gonna believe it. The media gonna run with it. The celebrities gonna run with it. Think about how much power you have to be guilty of sin, but you can just say somebody white did it and everybody believe it. Y'all gonna see though. It's gonna cost y'all. Don't worry about it. Tanya says they probably used the animal to kill him. How do we know he was even murdered? How do we know he didn't die from the snake bite? You can't come up with a cause of death because the body was too decomposed. And the body was all torn apart again because of animals. October, November, the animals got to start eating so they can get ready for hibernation during the winter. So again, I don't believe that his boss had him killed, because what he texts his mother makes absolutely zero sense. My boss wants to kill me because I'm too smart. It don't even make any sense. That makes more sense. Thank you, JoJo. He was killed by a pack of racist pit bulls who voted for Trump. Now that sounds more believable than this story. I would go with that, JoJo, than any other story. Let's continue. Now listen, this is where the story gets like an aquarium. Real fishy. Listen, at some point, Tiffany Carter said, my son told me there was 3 truckloads of white guys trying to kill him. Why would there be a need for 3 truckloads of white guys to kill 1 black person? He ain't no boss. He ain't surrounded by a bunch of goons. Like, wow, it doesn't even make any sense. Think about it. 3 truckloads of white men. It's a bad script, y'all. It's a bad script. 3 truckloads of white men. So just imagine, for black people, you picture the scene. Shotguns, Confederate flags, white men in trucks, all going after him, and he on foot just running. He got a car, a place to stay, cell phone, he can drive. He on foot just running. He done left his keys, his wallet, he done left everything at the house and started running. Three truckloads of white men. Does it even sound realistic? It sounds worse than the Juicy Smollett story. Benjamin Crump sounds like he's reading a Cat in the Hat book. I do like green eggs and ham. Yes, I am. Thank you, ma'am. At some point, Tiffany Carter said, my son told me there was 3 truckloads of white guys trying to kill him. She told him to go to the police. She said, but alleged that the authorities did not help him when he asked for help. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Crump also told reports that sometime after Carter went missing, but before his remains were found, someone used or attempted to use his credit card. Sound like a dope fiend. This is all dope fiend behavior. This is all dope fiend behavior. It shouldn't have been this difficult for this broken-hearted mother to get answers, said Crump, who had represented numerous families of black people killed by police and others, including those of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery. Now, somebody said, well, what about Ahmaud Arbery? What about Ahmaud Arbery? Can someone tell me how many white men were involved in the Ahmaud Arbery case? Right offhand. Who could tell me? We gonna fix this today. What about Ahmaud Arbery? What about Ahmaud? They had a truck. How many white men were involved with Ahmaud Arbery? Who knows off the top of their heads? Somebody said 0. Nah, it was more than 0. Who? Tell me the number, somebody, so I can correct this young man on here that's trying to, black people making fun of black people. He mean to us. It was 3. Thank you, impeccable one. It was 3 white men. This said 3 truckloads of white men. How many folks can fit in the truck? Well, it depends. Is it a crew cab? Full cab, extended cab? What kind of truck is it? We can say bare minimum, the least it can fit is 6 people. So we're talking about 18 white men going after one black guy because he's smart. I don't believe it. What his mom saying don't make any sense. In an interview, Sheriff Houston told CNN the claims Carter was being followed have not been borne out by evidence. There have been some allegations that were made indicating that he was being chased by some other people, Houston said, but there's no evidence indicating that he was being pursued by anyone. Of course, we got to determine what took place. What, caused the death, Houston added. The autopsy was inconclusive when it comes to the cause of death, so that wasn't necessarily helpful with anything. Houston countered other claims made Monday, saying allegations that the local police didn't help Carter were rumors he didn't care to address. Houston claimed, though, Carter was told he could stay at the police department's office until someone came and picked him up. Houston claimed, though, Carter was told he could stay at the police department's office until someone came to pick him up. Why did he wait for his mama to come pick him up? Regarding reports of the use of Carter's credit card after his disappearance, Houston said that appeared to be an error. Carter's wallet was found in his jeans and contained both cash and his cards, including the credit card in question. His credit cards records were subpoenaed, the sheriff said, and it was determined that the last purchase with the card was made in August, weeks before he vanished. The report of the credit card being used was either errant reporting, Houston said, or due to a lag in paperwork. So nobody even used the card. What example did I give that already exists? What example? Why do black people do this? Do y'all understand that on Judgment Day, you're going to go to hell? Blanche, you can't say that. You think you can lie your whole life? On Judgment Day, God gonna say, welcome, my son, for a job well done. Why do y'all do this? Black folk just be lying. Why do y'all do this so much? Why? The wages of sin are death. What makes y'all think y'all can just lie and get away with it? Blanche, you can't say that. How can a person lie their whole life? They know the truth, they tell a lie, then get in front of God and say you get to go to heaven. What scripture says you can lie your whole life and go to heaven? Black people run and chase people down. What does that mean? Black people run and chase folks down. Hispanic folks run and chase people down. Everybody does it. It's not a white black thing. Why do y'all do it? Dear black people, why do y'all do it? Why? Why do y'all do it? Why do y'all lie? Goodness. Lord, forgive me for saying they're going to hell, Lord. Please forgive me. Forgive me, Lord. I ain't got no authority to say they're going to hell. I don't. Forgive me, Lord. But I'm just saying, there's no way they can lie every day and on Judgment Day get a pass. I just can't see it. I just can't see it. This is crazy. Black folks chasing black folks down and gunning them down in Mississippi every day. And this man saying, God, why do we do it? Right, King Tabernacle. Negro relations, but he knows my heart. Exactly. Okay, Big Hosey. Big Hosey said, correct, it's not unique to any group and I'm not black. Okay, I stand corrected. I apologize. I apologize to Big Hosey because I thought Big Hosey was saying that it happened. I thought he's making excuses. I apologize, Big Hosey. He said he ain't even black. Yes, Eugene, what is the occupation that he was too smart for? Okay, I will, Louisiana, Sister Squad, Katie, I will get back to you. But let's continue. Sorry, Big Hosey, and sorry y'all for saying that that people going to hell. I shouldn't say that because that ain't my call to make. I'm just saying though, goodness. So what we have in the facts so far is that everything they're saying is a complete lie and fabrication. It's all propaganda. This young man's credit card wasn't used. This young man was found with everything on him, but this young man was last seen at the Super 8 motel, which tells me everything. Everything. Now, what the family wants. Now, what the family really wants is a paycheck. They're comparing this man to Emmett Till. They're comparing this guy to Emmett Till. And my Emmett Till argument is Emmett Till's death was rare. The whole nation was upset behind Emmett Till being killed. It was rare. It wasn't a common thing. They make it seem like Emmett Till happened every day. It's a lie. Emmett Till was rare. But now they're comparing this guy to Emmett Till conveniently after the fake Jim Crow laws in Mississippi. The nation did not celebrate when Emmett Till was murdered. What the family wants. I know the family wants a paycheck. That's what they want. They can get somebody come in and say, well, the police didn't do this, they didn't do this, and did this. Okay, 20 million. This is all a setup. And in the end of all of this, black people, y'all are going to suffer the most because you know it's wrong. These are ill-gotten gains. Ultimately, Carter's family is seeking answers about the circumstances that led to his death. Answers mean a check. Because the police already told you, we can't determine nothing. His body was decomposed and the animals got to it. What you want us to do? He was more than a son to me, Tiffany Carter said of her son in Monday's news conference. He acted like my daddy. He acted like my best friend, my brother, my uncle. This is this old black. Listen, man, if this ain't the biggottiest black script I ever read, he acted like he was more than my son to me. He acted like my daddy. He acted like my best friend. He acted like my brother. He acted like my uncle. But in his time of need, you didn't come pick him up. In his time of need, you didn't come get him. And every day gets a little harder, she said, knowing she must continue without her son, without her daddy, without her best friend, without her brother, and without her uncle. And I just ask that we get the justice that we need to get for my son. And I ask that God continue to give me the strength to fight this battle, even though it's challenging. I can't give up. And I just ask that we just get the justice that we need to get for my son. And I ask that God continue to give me the strength to fight this battle, even though it's challenging. I can't give up. It's hard for me to sympathize with these cases because they're so flawed. Like, it's such propaganda. It's almost, you get lost in the foolishness to even try to address that this man lost his life. Like, it's tragic. But to blame some mysterious white people is just wrong. Yeah, it does sound incestuous. Right. Michelle, they're gonna get the check though. They're gonna get the check. Cause it's too much media attention. They're gonna get the check. All they want is the check though. And it's just so sad that all these black folks is dying in Mississippi from other black folks in Jackson, getting gunned down in Jackson, and nobody cares. But because they got a fake text about a white boss, boy, listen, it's a cold game. She said, he's more than a son to me. He's my daddy. He's my brother. He's my uncle. He's my friend. It's too much. It's just a bad script. Sound like something Tyler Perry would have did. Right, Cordero, it is old. Are you in Atlanta, Patrice? Where you at, though? Nah, Crump don't lose. Crump don't lose. Yeah, so this whole Rasheem Carter thing is a setup, man. It's sad. It's sad. How long you gonna be at the airport? How long you gonna be at the airport? Let's continue. Okay. We're gonna switch a little bit right here.
Heard of Trump's freedom cities? Can't make this stuff up. Just as I said from the beginning with all the Q stuff, Swamp's never gonna be drained because he's part of it. Just like this guy. 15-minute cities, freedom cities, great reset, great awakening, all leading to this. Have you heard of Trump's freedom cities? Can't make this stuff up. Just as I said from the beginning with all the Q stuff, Swamp's never gonna be drained because he's part of it. Just like this guy. 15-minute cities, freedom cities, great reset, great awakening, all leading to this.
Now this woman just said two wings of the same bird. And she said Trump had freedom cities. Somebody sent this to me and I said, well, let me look up and see what a freedom city is because my spirit told me they don't even sound right. Trump got a freedom. It don't even sound right. So then I said, well, let's actually look up and see what a freedom city is. Let's look up and see what a freedom city is. Now, she said the freedom cities were by Trump. Trump calls for contests to create futuristic freedom cities. Let's see. Trump's plan, shared in advance with Politico, calls for holding a contest to design and create up to 10 new freedom cities built from the ground up on federal land. It proposes an investment in the development of vertical takeoff and landing vehicles, the creation of hive industries sparked by cutting off imports from China, and a population surge sparked by baby bonuses to encourage would-be parents to get on with procreation. It is all, his team says, part of a larger nationwide beautification campaign meant to inspire forward-looking visions of America's future. Let me see. Trump campaign advisors acknowledge the new set of plans are out of the ordinary, but they note he's made other eye-popping proposals before, like purchasing green land from Denmark. They offer analogies to Abraham Lincoln's campaign for the Continental Railroad, Teddy Roosevelt's vision for a national park service, and Dwight D. Eisenhower's interstate highway system. Trump says he will host a contest for the public to design and then build freedom cities on a small portion of federal land to reopen the frontier, reignite American imagination, and give hundreds of thousands of young people and other people, all hardworking families, a new shot at home ownership and, in fact, the American dream. So, in context, the smart city is designed, or the 15-minute city is designed to limit your movement. It's designed to be accompanied by universal basic income. It's basically designed for slavery. These freedom cities appears, his incentives are, you get incentives for having more children, you get to own your own home, and the people get to design it. And it's on federal land, which so are the reservations. But my point is, this freedom city is a thought. The smart cities and 15-minute cities are a reality. This is a shot in the dark. What they doing is real. I don't really see a problem with this. If all these private firms are buying up all the homes, then how are folks gonna be able to buy a house? If the private sector of business is buying up all of these homes, how will someone be able to own a house? If the media is saying don't get married, don't procreate, don't have a family, a man is a woman, all this stuff, then how do you combat it? How do you combat everything they're doing? And he said, buy American, not from China. Let everything be American. So the technology in the Freedom City will come from America. I'm trying to figure out, how is this the same as a smart city or 15-minute city when it's literally the opposite? He's promoting a baby boom in America because y'all do know that less and less folks are having children. But anyway, Trump, this is just a thought for Trump. It really ain't a bad idea. If you give people incentives for moving there, I know Tulsa, Oklahoma did it a couple of years ago, where they give people like, I think 10,000 or 20,000 to move their business there. You know, it could have been an online business or whatever. You could have, but it's just an incentive to do things to be more American. I don't understand how this is like a smart city or a 15-minute city. There's nothing on here that says you can't travel but so far. There's nothing on here that says you're restricted to 15 minutes of travel, that you got to get a computer chip. I don't see none of it. I don't see nothing on this plan that says you got to give up your freedom. I don't see it on this plan. Now, eventually when it rolls out, it could, but right now it doesn't. I'm just saying. So I don't see that much wrong with this. For her to compare it to the 15-minute city in the smart city is not, it's not right. Because this is promoting home ownership and having children, having a family, and keeping everything American. That smart city, 15-minute city, is not doing that. Right. You need folks to operate the city, there's jobs. This ain't Neom over there in Saudi Arabia. This ain't nothing like that. I'm just saying. But again, it's a lazy thing to say, two wings of the same bird. And again, folks didn't start saying it. This woman right here, I can go to her social media right now, and I guarantee in 2016, she wasn't saying two wings of the same bird. In 2017, she wasn't saying two wings of the same bird. In 2018, she wasn't saying two wings of the same bird. And in 2019, she was not saying two wings of the same bird. She only started saying this when Biden got in office. And when Biden got in office and folks had to hold Democrats accountable, they just said, well, they both the same. When Biden got in office and everybody realized that Trump wasn't that bad, they just said, well, they both the same. It's just a lazy, intellectual argument. Conservatives are different than liberals. And you've never seen a broke black Republican. So clearly, they can't be the same. They cannot be the same. You don't know any Republicans that are black that are broke. But you know a whole bunch of black Republicans that's Democrat. So that's a huge difference right there. So all I'm saying is, wasn't nobody saying two wings of the same bird until you had to hold these Democrats accountable. Wasn't nobody saying it when Obama was in office for 8 terms, wreaking havoc on America and the world. Nobody said two wings of the same bird when Obama said, I want the children going to the same bathroom. I want the men getting married. Nobody even said it. But when Biden got in office, now two wings of the same bird. I reject the statement. I reject it. It is a intellectually lazy argument. Just follow me for more information. No, because what you did was you took a headline and you ran with it. Context, people. It matters. Context matters. Okay, let me get to, I'm going to end it with some relationship stuff that I thought, something I thought was crazy. Here goes one thing I thought was crazy. Oh no.
Started off as a seemingly well-intentioned partnership has turned into a giant embarrassment for the city of Newark. Earlier this year, Mayor Ras Baraka invited what he thought was the Hindu nation of Kailasa to Newark City Hall for a cultural trade agreement. But it turns out Kailasa is no nation at all. It's a fake.
Very embarrassing for the city.
I truly don't even have words for it. I'm really sorry for the city that they got duped in that way.
Though it has a detailed website, Kailasa has no real government. It's the brainchild of Swami Nityananda, a notorious scam artist and fugitive from India who has been on the run from rape charges since 2019.
Whose job was it to do a simple Google search, right? As you said, like, no one in City Hall, not one person did a Google search. So maybe we need a transformation of City Hall because not one person said, let me go on Google and figure out this was a fake city.
Now, how do you all think the city of Newark got tricked like this? What did I tell you black folks don't do? What did I tell you black folks don't do? We can go back to it. Let's go. Let's play it again.
A few days after the papers were signed, City Council as a seemingly well-intentioned partnership has turned into a giant embarrassment for the city of Newark. Earlier this year, Mayor Ras Baraka invited what he thought was the Hindu nation of Kailasa to Newark City Hall for a cultural trade agreement.
How does the mayor get tricked by a guy with a fake city online? They had the checks ready to go. He had checks cut and ready to go for a scam. How did this mayor get scammed? What's up, Angel? How did this mayor get scammed?
But it turns out Kailasa is no nation at all. It's a fake.
Very embarrassing for the city.
I truly don't even have words for it. I'm really sorry for the city that they got duped in that way.
Though it has a detailed website, Kailasa has no real government. It's the brainchild of Swami Nityananda, a notorious scam artist and fugitive from India who has been on the run from rape charges since 2019.
Whose job was it to do a simple Google search, right? As you said, like, no one in City Hall, not one person did a Google search.
The reason why is because culturally, black culture says you don't have to know. It's okay not to know. It's okay not to study. It's okay to not have the facts. It's okay. How does a mayor get tricked by an online company? How did he get elected mayor if he ain't got enough sense to not get scammed online? This guy was elected the mayor of a major city. Let's continue. And now one person on his staff did a Google search. Now, if it came to me, they would have Googled me. They said, you know what? We can't do it, Blanche. You know, your content, what you stand for is just, it's just not where the city wants to go. Now, when it came to me, they would have did it. But when it comes to the Indians, the Kamalas, oh, cut the check. The guy that runs the fake company, the fake country, is wanted for the R word. This is how egregious black leadership is. It is egregious. It is egregious. And I also will tell you that black folks don't care about that kind of stuff anyway.
So maybe we need a transformation of City Hall because not one person said, let me go on Google and figure out this was a fake city.
A few days after the papers were signed, City Council rescinded the agreement.
This is an oversight. Cannot happen any longer.
The Newark City Hall insists no money was exchanged in this deal to become sister cities. The mayor's office told us based on the deception, the ceremony was groundless and void.
Now, they wanted to make this a sister city to Newark. Nothing tangible, just a fake website. And black folks gonna vote for this guy again. Like I said, if the Antichrist showed up tomorrow, black folks would vote for him almost at 100%.
Rescinded the agreement.
This is an oversight. Cannot happen any longer.
The Newark City Hall insists no money was exchanged in this deal to become sister cities. The mayor's office told us based on the deception, the ceremony was groundless and void. In a statement, City Hall said, although this was a regrettable incident, the city of Newark remains committed to partnering with people from diverse cultures in order to enrich each other with connectivity, support, and mutual respect.
See, the problem is doing this virtue signal stuff is always going to end bad because most of these people are crooks. They just gaming the system. Most of these woke folks you see out here trying to help these people and do this, they all crooks. They don't believe in this stuff. They know it's a way to make money. They've been fighting homelessness in California for years and it keeps increasing. They spending billions and billions of dollars on folks for homelessness in California and there's more homeless. They spend billions upon billions upon billions of dollars in California for homelessness, and the homeless population is increasing. How is that even possible? Somebody's lying. The mayor of New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, how do you get scammed by a fake country? It don't even make any sense. It's beyond embarrassing. It's a reflection of black leadership. You mean to tell me nobody in his staff saw this was a fake scam? They had already cut the check. They were about to give these folks money. And I guarantee it was somebody terrified to go to them and tell them this ain't legit. It only went on this long because somebody in the city hall office that had some sense had to walk on eggshells to tell these folks that what they was doing was about to be terribly wrong. This is crazy. And guess what? He gonna get voted for again. There is no criteria. There is no criteria for a black Democrat. If a person is running for any kind of office and they are Democrat, they don't have to have a criteria. If they run as a Republican, they got to be smart. They got to be articulate. They got to have a clean past. The standards for black Republicans and black Democrats is night and day. All you got to be is a Democrat to run. That's it. You can literally run a whole clan. That one girl won, and all she did was twerk. That one girl ran. Her campaign was trans this, trans with the kids, help the children transition. Her whole campaign was trans this, trans. She basically said, I'm for the LGBTQs, period. But when she twerked, she got the black vote. Crazy. Or the mayor was in on the scam. That's probably what happened. He said, I can get y'all this money, and then we gonna split it 40-60. That's probably what happened. And then somebody got wind of it, or somebody said, if I don't get my cut, I'm telling. Whatever happened. But just let y'all know, this is a great example of a person not being qualified to lead. And now it would explain why Newark, New Jersey is in shambles.
It's great, show love to the Hindu brothers and sisters, but yeah, it's a moment.
Residents hope the next sister city comes with a Google search. In Newark, New Jersey, Allie Bauman, CBS 2 News. What started...
All these folks had to do was Google, and they didn't do it. Y'all telling me that I hate black people, but City Hall, ran by the mayor, couldn't even do a Google search. Let's go, man. Okay, let's end on, I saw a clip from Jesse Lee Peterson that I thought was insane. But I like Jesse Lee Peterson, but he said something that sounded crazy. So I said, let me get on him today. I'm trying to find. Shoot. I don't know why I can't find this folder. Dang. Jesse said something crazy, And I'm just trying to. Let me see if it's on here. Hold up. Okay, here. I see it right here. Hold on. Just let me find. I just play it from my phone, man, because I don't know why.
Climaxing is becoming a man because it's not normal for women to do that.
Right. I think it's a lie. I don't think they do that.
Oh, you don't think they do?
No.
You think they're pretending?
Yeah.
Really? That could be possible. You think when women act like they're doing that, they're lying?
I never thought about it, but you never know.
I think it feels good, but yeah, the climax for sure.
Song to you. Here.
Man, because it's not normal to do that. You don't think that could you I
think that
I mean, I'm gonna. Let me know if you all can see it now. Why can't I find
climaxing is becoming a man, because it's not normal for women to do that.
Right. I think it's a lie. I don't think they do that.
Oh, you don't think they do?
No.
You think they're pretending?
Yeah.
Really? That could be possible. You think when women act like they're doing that, they're lying?
I never thought about it, but you never know.
I think it feels good, but yeah, the climaxing part, I'm not so sure about that.
I don't know which song to use.
A woman that's climaxing is becoming a man, because it's not normal for women to do that.
Right. I think it's a lie. I don't think they do that.
Oh, you don't think they do?
No.
You think they're pretending?
Yeah.
Really? That could be possible. You think when women act like they're doing that, they're lying?
I never thought about it, but you never know.
I think it feels good, but yeah, the climaxing part, I'm not so sure about that.
I don't know which song to use. Which song do I use?
A kiss like continental, but vibrators are a girl's best friend.
Climaxing. A woman that's climaxing is becoming a man, because it's not normal for women to do that.
Right. I think it's a lie. I don't think they do that.
Oh, you don't think they do?
No.
You think they're pretending?
Yeah.
Really? That could be possible. You think when women act like they're doing that, they're lying?
I never thought about it, but you never know.
I think it feels good, but yeah, the climaxing part, I'm not so sure about that.
I don't know.
So again, I don't know what Jesse Lee Peterson I don't know, man. It's just I've been trying to figure out what he's talking about. He's saying climaxing. I don't know. I mean, obviously we know that men and women climax. They reach a place of sexual, and then it's a release. But I'm just trying to understand his experiences with women to think that if a woman is climaxing, she's faking it. I mean, let me look again.
Any woman that's climaxing is becoming a man, because it's not normal for women to do that.
Right. I think it's a lie. I don't think they do that.
Oh.
And the guy right. This is foolish. Now, Jesse Lee Peterson has been with some women. Now, I'm just going to say, no woman climaxed. Like, it's a natural design for the woman to, and the man to climax, because it gets you to want to procreate. He's just saying that sex is not for pleasure, just for making babies. Okay, so if sex is not for pleasure, then why do it feel good? I'm just let me listen again, because it don't make sense to me. I'm sorry.
Any woman that's climaxing is becoming a man, because it's not normal for women to do that.
Right. I think it's a lie. I don't think they do that.
Oh, you don't think they do?
No.
You think they're pretending?
Yeah.
Really? That could be possible. You think when women act like they're doing that, they're lying?
I never thought about it, but you never know.
I think it feels good, but yeah, the climaxing part, I'm not so sure about that.
I don't know which song to use. Which song do I use?
Dear Jesse Lee Peterson, if you've been with a woman and she did climax, it's possible that she wasn't faking. But also, dear Jesse, if she did climax, it's possible that she was faking. But I would say that women and men climax, reach a sexual, and then it's just a. I would, but to say that makes her a man is crazy. You know, I just couldn't get down with Jesse on this one, man. It just sounded crazy. It sounded in fact, it sounded very crazy. Not a little bit crazy, a lot crazy. Nuts, actually. No pun intended. Let me go to one more thing that I wanted to. Oh my goodness, this is crazy, man. One more thing. This thing is irritating me, man. Okay, let me see. Okay, here we go.
All of a sudden, now women are getting surgery for themselves. No, they're not. Yourself ain't looking at your fat ass. Yourself can't see your fat ass other than in a picture and in the mirror.
Man,
You're getting
about it.
surgery because you want attention from a certain type of man. You're not getting surgery because you want to look at yourself with a fat ass or because you're insecure with your
feels
body.
good.
Because if your body shape became in style tomorrow, you would do everything you can to revert back. If boxy girls, if up and down straight slim girls, if hips was not hot, y'all are getting your hips removed. So it's like, stop acting like you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing that for yourself. And now there are times where you have a baby and things drop or things pop and you want to put it back. We're not talking about
That's
you.
different.
But the majority of y'all, especially you 19-year-olds that didn't even get a chance to get hips and 20-year-olds that didn't even get the chance to get it, y'all are doing it because you want validation from a certain type of guy. You see the girls that are winning and the ones that are getting the Bentleys and the Maybachs, and you want. So it's like all of a sudden, now women are getting surgery for themselves. No, they're not. Yourself ain't looking at your fat ass. Yourself can't see your fat ass other than in a picture and in the mirror.
Man,
You're getting
about it.
surgery because you want attention from a certain type of man. You're not getting surgery because you want to look at yourself with a fat ass or because you're insecure with your
feels
body.
good.
Because if your body shape became in style tomorrow, you would do everything you can to revert back. If boxy girls, if up and down straight slim girls, if hips was not hot, y'all are getting your hips removed. So it's like, stop acting like you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing that for yourself. And now there are times where you have a baby and things drop or things pop and you want to put it back. We're not talking about you.
That's different.
Okay, I'm gonna say this right. I'm gonna ask the men first. Men, do you believe that women get BBLs for us or for other women? Do y'all believe, men, that women get BBLs for men's attention or to compete with other women? I guess nobody gonna answer, but that's my question. My question would be, do women get the BBLs for the men or to compete with other women? Because I don't know any guys that have ever told a woman to get a BBL. Like, I don't know any guys, you know, I used to hear, you hear like guys that are maybe like white, affluent guys might say, I want to get her tits done. But I don't really hear or see black men saying, I want her to get a BBL. I mean, I just don't. I've never heard that. Tiana says both. King Tabernacle says they get BBLs to compete with other women, boost their self-esteem, and appeal to men. Cam B says women are in competition with themselves. Tiana says both. Khalil says competition. The Ice Cold Wolf says no grown man is running down a plastic bag. Cam B say both of them. Doug Johnson says BBLs are for low self-esteem. Aronde Farrell said the spirit feels nothing. Sweetie Mo Love says for men. Anita, no one thought to look for it on the map. Oh, you talking about that? Oh. Ian Mayor says for the culture. T said they competing with women. I'm a woman and I believe they do it mostly for the men. To compete with other women. And I only ask this question because, I mean, it could be a combination. I only ask because I don't ever hear men saying, I like BBLs. I don't hear guys saying that. Like, I've never heard a guy that says, ooh, I like a BBL. Matter of fact, guys always say, oh, it's fake. It's almost like, because now when guys are talking, guys will be like, oh, and it's all natural. Like, that's a new thing that's being said now amongst guys is, and it's all natural. So there's clearly something that's credit given to all natural versus the BBL, but I don't know any men that are saying, I prefer a BBL. Lady T says, Jahan says for black culture. Anita says, my own 7-year-old always wants to find places on the map when he, she talking about that Newark, she's talking about the Newark mayor. Right. Lady T says, I feel the BBL came through way okay the Kardashians because in the 90s it wasn't about fake eyelashes and big bottoms. Well, you know, back in the day, in the 90s, it's about being in shape. You have a proportionate body. I remember back in the 90s, y'all remember Big Les used to dance? Like Big Les had the cold body. Or Dawn from En Vogue had the cold body back in the day. That was like the cold bodies. Dawn from En Vogue and Big Les. I think her name is Big Les. Leslie. I just said her name. Tiana said that the root of it is ego, narcissism, low self-esteem. Yeah, I listened to her talk about this, and I get what she's saying, but I do think that there is some competition with other women because now most BBLs I see don't even look right. Like the butt don't match the body because they go in there and they say, because think about it, who really, I see girls that have, most girls I see don't have any hips. Yeah, Big Les. So most girls I see don't have any hips that get it. So if you don't have any hips and you got a butt, it looks funny. You look like a little ant or a termite.
The majority of y'all, especially you 19-year-olds that didn't even get a chance to get hips and 20-year-olds that didn't even get the chance to get it, y'all are doing it because you want validation from a certain type of guy. You see the girls that are winning and the ones that are getting the Bentleys and the Maybachs, and you want...
I just don't know any guys. I hear guys say, I don't care if she have a BBL, I'll sleep with her. But I just don't hear any guys say, I prefer a BBL or I want her to get a BBL or whatever. I mean, the girls I see that get it done, it don't never look right. Cam B said the thighs don't match. Like it just never looks right. There's a few girls at my gym that got it. One girl, she should have left her body alone but she got fake breasts, but then she got her butt done. It don't look right. It look like it don't look right. And another girl I know, she didn't have any butt. She don't have a butt, but she had like broad shoulders, like, you know. So she got it. It don't look bad, but then when you gain the weight back, she look like more like I don't know, man. I just say that most women I see that get BBLs, they got kind of an awkward shape. And so they try to compensate the shape by getting the stuff done. But yeah, right, can be a buff termite. That's what they be listen. That's how they all end up looking, like a buff termite, all of them. Somebody said, Keith Tabernacle said, I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, and the Dominicans got them heavy, and they look mad wild. Like, yeah, I've never seen them look good. I mean, sometimes when a woman gets it done, you're like, okay, that's a nice little touch, but anytime I see them, I'm like, it just don't look right. Adonis said, not a lot of men deal and marry women that don't have big butts. I don't know. I mean, I see a lot of all kind of women get married. I see skinny women get married, big women. Like, I don't know, man. I think when it comes to getting married, though, to me, it's more about a man, him wanting to build with the woman. I mean, I don't see them BBL girls getting married. I don't see them. I know one girl, yeah, I don't see him. I don't see him. I don't see him. But I guess we can agree that the BBLs are done for a male's attention and competition. But let me ask y'all fellas a question. Would you all marry a young lady that had a BBL? Like, for the men who aren't married, would you marry a woman that had a BBL? The Ice Cold Wolf says nope. Khalil said no. Somebody says a new wave. Chuck Pooley says not for a prudent man. I left a female because she got it. King Tabernacle say all natural. Somebody said Ty the spot guy says why don't they just hit the gym? If BBLs come to an end, it's going to cause, it's going to be hard to come to an end because the women that have them are going to go on the warpath because they invested all this money, went under the knife, did all this stuff, and now you saying that's not the wave no more. And you can't get the stuff removed. There was a girl here in Atlanta, her name was Body by Jay. She's one of the first women to have the butt implants. And she used to run around here talking about she's a trainer, had the best body, and then it was a lie. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find her. Y'all know BBL, Brazilian butt lift. Body by Jay. And so she was on here lying to these women, telling these women that it was all natural from hard work. Which is what most of these women did in Atlanta. They went and got surgery. They got the fat removed from their stomach and they got it put in their butt. And so they had a six-pack, but they told everybody that they got the six-pack from working out. It was a lie. It was a bold-faced lie.
This simple 10-shot drill takes only 5 minutes.
Now, Sulzer Butler. Welcome. Thank you. All right, so there's a 98% increase in butt surgeries. Doctor?
Yep.
And you do quite a few of them per day.
I do, yeah. So the trend in big butts really took off.
Once celebrities started embracing their curves, you know, Kim K, J-Lo, Nicki Minaj, all of the celebrities that instead of being ashamed of their bodies were embracing it and showing it off, that led to this explosion of people wanting to have their butts increase. And I do a lot of surgeries, 10 to 15 Brazilian butt lifts a week, and I'm booked out 2 years in advance.
How much does a girl pay for a legitimate doctor to do a legitimate job?
$12,995.
There you go. So you're very rich.
I do okay.
Does your wife have the butt?
I got 5 kids, you know. Does
your wife have the butt?
She was born with a naturally curvy butt.
Nice.
You know, the reason I'm so busy is because unless you're one of the lucky ones born with a tiny waist and a nice curvy hips and a big butt, the only way to get it is with surgery. You can't do this in the gym. You just can't.
Yeah, there's not enough squats.
No, because the squats just increase the projection of the gluteus in the center. But unless you're born with fat on the hips, there's no way to get that without surgery.
Has the look of the implant or has the look of the procedure changed?
It has. It's very interesting. So a few years ago, people were coming in requesting a shelf booty. Like the Kim K picture, that famous paper magazine Kim K picture where you have like a champagne glass on your booty or a tray of hors d'oeuvres or something. That was the most popular butt a few years ago. Now it's the upside down heart-shaped butt. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The other
Erica Mena.
Yeah, like Erica Mena, exactly.
So, and we talk about relationships, right? We talk about it. What type of woman gets a BBL? Like, you know, this is becoming part of our culture. This is becoming part of the dating scene, especially here in Atlanta. Maybe in other places it's not. But I know here in Atlanta, this BBL thing is an epidemic. But and the girl on this show right now is Body by Jay, and she was one of the first persons I know that had the BBL in real life. And she was running around, like I said, making everybody think it was natural. And then it got infected, and she had to get her butt removed. Now her butt is flat because she had to get all the tissue taken out of her butt. But my question is what does this say about a woman that gets a BBL? We've already talked about the BBL being due to competition and trying to get a man's attention, but what does it say about the woman though? Does the BBL speak to the quality of the woman? Is she a bad woman because she got a BBL? You said Black China's removing hers. A lot of women that got the implants are going to remove theirs, but for the folks that got the injections, I don't know how you're going to remove it. It's all in your tissue. And I just pulled up that video because some of y'all late on IG, but I played a video of a young lady talking about why women get BBLs. And she said something that stuck out to me. She said that they're not getting it for themselves, they're getting it for attention of a man. And I would argue that most of the BBL is for attention, period. My summation is that the BBL is for attention, period. Whether it's male or female, whether it's IG, whether it's anything, these fake bodies are getting attention from everybody. Stares, oohs, and ahs, and all that. But I just never heard a man say, I prefer a BBL. Oh, Black China got silicone. See, that can be removed. Cole says if a woman gets a BBL, she doesn't love herself, and there's no way she can love someone else or the Most High. This was predicted back in the 60s on that Twilight Zone. Look on my page, the clip is there. or with the girl that thought she was ugly and she got the plastic surgery and she looked normal and she wanted to look ugly like everybody else. That one. Everybody had like a little pig snout. Is that the video? Venus says that means she's selfish and won't be a proper contributor to a relationship. Think about it. A new booty is strictly sexual. New breasts aren't. Narcissism, I can agree. Anita says, I can agree. Why do you want to redo what the Most High already created? Well, we can agree that butt implants are sexual. So we can agree that the attention is sexual attention. So if a woman does do it, she wants it for sexual attention. Whether it's for women to want to have her butt to have sex or whether it's a man to have sex with, we can all agree that the intent behind that butt is sex. She ain't trying to feed the homeless with that butt. Thank you, Ian Mayor, for the super sticker. A real man is looking for a woman's mindset. A self-aware, intelligent woman takes care of her body, and that in itself can make her attractive. I agree, 1,000%. Sundaya says, how are new breasts not sexual? I mean, I'd venture to say all of it's sexual. Like breasts, butt, it's all sexual because you're looking at it and thinking about sex. Oh, I got you, Miss Hitch. I know what you're talking about. Sundaya says all fake body parts are sexual. I mean, I agree. It is sex. I remember having an argument with a girl in college. She was a gymnast. I remember we were in the gym. We were working out one day, and she said that she got breast. She said she got fake breasts because she didn't like how her flat chest looked in her clothes. And I said, but who told you that flat chest don't look good in clothes? But we had an argument about why she got fake breasts. She tried to say she got it because she wanted to look different in her clothes. I'm saying, that's BS though. You got it for the attention. I said, when guys see you, they're going to see you got a big breast. I mean, come on. Somebody said even lips are sexual. Sundaya said, I only got my implants to look more sexual at my job, period. And I'm a sex worker. Well, you got some from the horse's mouth. Breasts aren't for women because we lose our natural shape from breastfeeding, mastectomy, etc. Breasts are nurturing and comforting also. So, but let me get to this person, Body by Jay.
Remove, it's separating water and rice.
And I had no clue about that.
Yeah.
I thought that this stuff was just gonna like dissolve over.
We always talk about silicone being.
And all the girls at this club did all.
A lot of times, it's not even medical grade silicone. It's people who are doing it in the back of a hair salon or in a hotel room.
Were you awake?
Yes. So I'm awake, and the guy that did it did all the celebrities, and I'm not going to name any names.
Tell me behind the scenes.
Okay.
I won't say a word, I promise.
He was the guy to go to, and all the girls at this club went to him. Their booties looked phenomenal, but they were really big. I didn't want that big old booty. I just wanted a little plump, you know?
So we always talk about silicone being, it's so difficult to remove. It's like separating water and rice.
And I had no clue about that.
Yeah.
I thought that this stuff was just gonna like dissolve over time.
So what's all going on now?
Well, because of surgery, my removal, I decided to remove it after it got too big. And because of that, you know, I had complications with it. Most doctors cut at the top near the lower back, fold back, take the injections out and the silicone. The way that I was cut, I went down the middle under the cheeks, and he opened me up like a book. And so,
And then had to scoop the silicone
so
out.
scoop the silicone out, but he also took a lot of fat and tissue that I really needed. That was my natural stuff.
Gotcha.
So it left me really, messed up. And then I had infections. I had necrosis, and they had to dig out more dead
What's
tissue.
necrosis? What's that?
That's when the tissue dies.
Body by Jay says she removed her butt because it was too bad. That ain't why she removed her butt. She removed her butt because it got infected. That's not why she removed her. She removed her butt because it got infected. Come on, man. That ain't, her butt got infected. Talking about she had an epiphany like I don't want the big butt no more. Stop. Her butt got infected. This woman made a lot of money finessing women by being a trainer. She had all them women thinking they was gonna look like her if they just worked out, and it was a lie. It was a scam. Her butt got infected. That was the issue. She put that silicone mess in her butt and it got infected.
Oh, and so your skin turns black.
Yes.
Yeah, and then this.
Wow.
And it's a big problem. You should never inject anything anything that's artificial into your butt. That's my advice.
So Janelle, how are you doing now? Because you have a very, very nice figure. You're a very beautiful woman.
Thank you. Thank you. So because of the issues I had with necrosis, I had to pack wet to dry for 2.5 weeks before I got on a wound vac. A wound vac sucks out the fluids with negative pressure to help me heal faster. I was literally like a handicapped person. I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat, I couldn't do anything. So now, because of the deformity that it left me, I have to wear a body shaper. I have to get reconstructive surgery. So.
Now she's acting like she's a victim, but again, she was finessing these women. She didn't tell anybody that she had fake butt. And this is what I mean when even the character of the woman, because most of these women lie about even getting the BBL. They lie about it. They'll have it, you can see it, and they'll just lie about it. Same with K. Michelle. It got infected. Same thing. So again, when it comes to this whole dating and relationship thing, to me, this is bad behavior. Wanting to get a butt, to get attention, is bad behavior. It's just bad behavior. You're not getting a butt to edify God. You're not getting a butt to make the world a better place. You're getting a butt to have yourself looked at as an idol, somebody to idolize you. But as you can see, her butt is gone. And the reason she got rid of her butt is not because she had an epiphany and she didn't want a big butt. Her legs and stuff were turning black because it was infected. Her tissue was dying. Her body was literally being poisoned. And then so she says the doctor removed too much. He didn't remove too much. He removed the infected tissue. You had dead tissue and tissue that was corrupted by the silicone. So he had to get all stuff out of your body so you could live, woman. So now she gonna have reconstructive surgery. I don't know what she doing now. I don't know what she doing now.
Wow, all for $2,000 in a hotel.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Now she spent $2,000 on some butt shots. $2,000. Do you think it's gonna be good? Do you think you're gonna spend $2,000 in a hotel room and you're gonna walk away and your life gonna be good? This girl said, I thought it was gonna dissolve in my body and go where? Dissolve and go where? Wendy Williams got one of the worst shapes known to man. Wendy Williams is shaped like a sick Grinch. and she still had a husband. Jennifer Hudson was married. She got a bad shape. Her husband. Having a good shape don't guarantee no husband. A lot of women with funny bodies got husbands. Monique got a husband. Let's continue.
Girls like you are often too scared to admit it. See, this is the way, you see something, you say something, then you get yourself a real doctor and you get it done the real way, if that's what you want to do for yourself. Sean represents models like Erica Mena and these beautiful women with the bodies.
Yes.
So how much, and the butts have been around since forever, Buffy, the body, and
Melissa Ford, yeah.
yes, in the black culture, in the Latina culture, but it's now.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from...
Okay, listen. I'm done for the day. We covered a lot. I kind of want to end, most of my segments talking about dating and relationships. I'm getting my notes together for the brides, Blanche's brides for Boaz. I'm getting my stuff together. I got to hit up Anita too. But, I really want us to try to get in relationships, get married, because I believe it's what God wants. And I believe that these times call for us to be, strong units. But I always wondered if Buffy the Body was real. I always wondered, was she real? Looking back, I thought she was real, but now that I fast forward, was she one of the first ones to get it? I don't know. I know Melissa Ford was real. Buffy was probably real too, though. Oh, but Jayla, you listen to the... Right, man. But again, if you're a woman and you want to attract a man and you believe getting enhancements is going to do it, what type of man are you really getting? Like, what type of man is going to pick you based on you having the perfect body? I can almost guarantee the man that picks you is not going to pick you for your body. Now, the body is a bonus. You don't want somebody that look crazy, but the man is not going to make a decision to wife you based on your body. He's not going to do it. It's not going to happen. Stimulated students, you are 100% correct by Melissa Ford. Is Buffy on OnlyFans? I don't know. But Melissa Ford, she priced herself out of the market. She thought she had time and she was going to look good forever. And now, it's a wrap. It's a wrap now. Neek speaks, I would love to be a great wife to somebody's son. It's hard out here, Blanche. The men can't spell. They don't know the difference between where and where. I can't do illiteracy. Who would pay dumb dollars for a BBL instead of a degree? Anita, Mustafa, they can't put two sentences together. Not all of them, though. Okay, before I go, ladies, honestly, is the dating market that bad? I hear y'all talking, man. The dating market can't be that bad. It can't be that bad where these guys can't spell different between there and there. Come on. there and there. Anita says it's trash. Ladies, is it trash? Is the dating market trash, ladies? The public school system, Lynn says yes. Neek says yes. Cam B says, I believe that platforms will bring like minds together. Miss Sullivan says, horrible, I stay in the house. Doug said, we in bad shape. King Tabernacle says, y'all too picky. Sweet Mo Love says it's trash. Come on, ladies. What lady gonna say the dating market is good? Another lady said can't read, can't spell. Is there any not wifey and won't try to speak well? Ruby says it's atrocious. Wait a minute, y'all. Conversation is, hold up. There is no woman on here that said the dating market is cool. All y'all saying is trash. Come on. Anita says she believes that the good men are in the house like the good women. That's possible. Ted says you can't give all men the blame. All I hear is trash. The dating pool has piss in it. My goodness. Is there any woman on here that has a positive outlook on the dating scene? All these men can't be trash. Boss Ride says, has anyone found anybody good in this dating market? Right, Tiana. We got a whole nother, your children have a whole other thing to worry about. Are you really a boy? Are you really a man? It's a lot. There's so much confusion going on. Boss Ride said, now, are you a man or, is that a man or a woman, Boss Ride? I think it's a man. T-Ham said nothing's real. So Maddie's son said she found somebody. Boss Ride said, I don't know, he or she found somebody. Michelle says she's married, so she don't count. Boss Ride's a man, so Boss Ride said he found one. Miss Hitch says there's some good men out there. Shelly said get into some godly ministries. Okay, so Stimulated Students says, Blanche, you need to have a conversation show where men come on and women call in for conversation, and we will see who sucks at. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. We're going to do a conversation. We're going to see who sucks at the conversation. Edna said, I found someone good and amazing. Edna said, I found someone good and amazing, but he's jabbed. I don't know what to do. It's hard, man. Edna, you know I love you, Edna. Edna, I'm sorry. That man got that snake bite, Edna. I'm sorry. I can't let you do it, Edna. What them folks got in their body, it can transfer through the intercourse, and you can't do it. I'm sorry, Edna. Edna, I wish I no, Edna, we can't do it. I'm sorry, Edna. He might be great and wonderful, but he got that alien baby in his private areas. Don't do it, Edna. Edna, please don't do it. Don't do it, Edna. There's another guy out there, I promise. And I'm telling you this, Edna, because the type of man that would do it won't be the type of guy you want to build with. Because I guarantee if he fell for that, he gonna fall again. Edna, don't do it, Edna. Don't do it, Edna. Keep hope alive, somebody said. That's right. Ian Mayor said, all these people complaining, but we attract what we are, not what we want. So if you're not satisfied with what's being presented, one should self-analyze to gain new perspective. So Ian Mayor said that the dating market is trash because you all are attracting trash. Lynn Drew said, are jabs a deal breaker? It's a deal breaker for me. It's a deal breaker for me, but listen, I love y'all. I would advise all y'all to not do it. Don't even kiss, nothing physical, don't date, nothing. That's my advice to all y'all. Because what's in this stuff can be transferred through intercourse. I'm just telling y'all. So even if you don't get the snake bite can still slither up in there. I'm just saying. But Ian says, it ain't the dating market, it's y'all. So if you complaining, it's y'all. Let's say how many by. Pretty Liddy said it's hard to. Pretty Liddy, you coming late. Pretty Liddy, is the dating scene trash? Is the dating scene trash? Anita said I attract much older men. I don't know why. Well, it's probably because you got some sense. Well, listen, man, let me say something about Fresh and Fit, right? Fresh and Fit are not a true representation. They say things that are good, but most of what they say is common sense. What does a person do when they have leverage? How does Fresh and Fit act when they have fame and money? That's the true character of the man. So I would venture to say that they got exposed for not having really good character, because with the money and the fame, they haven't become better men, in my opinion. They become worse. So Fresh and Fit don't represent to me who is qualified to give advice to men. And I say that because first and foremost, the man has to have a foundation of character. All this money and careers and investments and all this stuff, that's good. But if he's a dirtbag scumball, what good is it? If he's a degenerate, what good is all that? He gonna lead to destruction. He gonna be destructive and leave a trail of destruction behind him. So again, with these men talking to men, they gotta first have a foundation of character. That's the problem. Men set the standards. So if men are setting the standards, then that's the issue. Because men are setting a terrible standard. All this get the bag, chase the bag, all this stuff, it's foolish. Now listen, ladies, if a man can't read and write, then I would say no. If he can't form sentences, I would say no. If he can't articulate himself, I would say no. Don't deal with him. I had a young lady tell me she gets to the first date and she finds out that he don't believe in God. How in the world did y'all make it to the first date? Y'all should exhaust the conversation. So if he can't read, that should be No, on the first phone conversation. Cam B said, I'm not on the market, but I've been watching it like the Dow. The market has been crashing. Right, Miss Hitch. Right, I am Queen Jess. The conversation will let you know what's up the first conversation. Yes, Lynn. Pray about your vanity. King Tabernacle says, in all due respect, ladies, get some advice on how to attract a good man from a good man you respect. When you want to learn how to catch a fish, you don't ask a fish, you ask a fisherman. I mean, that's probably the best advice. I couldn't say it better than that. Yeah. Listen, I'm going to do this little thing. Blanche's Brides for Boaz. I'm going to do it. I'm getting my notes together now. I'm going to do it on Zoom so there can be some interaction. It's going to be open to men and women. They can come on there. I got I'm paying for the Zoom subscription, so I got 100 seats for each class. I don't know if it's going to be that big, but I do want to have these discussions, but I want to have it all from a biblical standpoint. Cole said he's unvaxxed, ladies. So there are some unvaxxed men. I just don't recommend any of you all dating anybody that got that snake bite. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But there are some men. 50 million Americans don't have the snake bite. So we can assume that out of that 50 million, let's say that 25 million are men. I'm just giving y'all rough numbers. So 25 million men don't have the snake bite in America. So out of that 25 million, how many of them are good men, wise men? Maybe down to 10 million. So ladies, y'all got a pool of maybe 10 million men. How many? So the numbers are low. I'm not going to lie. But I do believe that the numbers are lower because now you'll be able to find that one person. Now the numbers ain't going to be low for you to go out there and be with multiple people. The numbers, them days are gone. The multiple people thing is done. It's over. Them days over with. Everybody too compromised. But finding one person is very, very possible. Somebody asked a great question, but how do you know they telling the truth when saying they didn't get it? I will tell you, you know when a person didn't do something, their mindset and ideology should line up with them not doing it. So a person come to you and say, oh no, I didn't get it. But they believe in Joe Biden, BLM, they woke, they lying. Y'all can talk to somebody and know that not getting this snake bite means it's something else that goes with it. Why didn't you do it? What are your beliefs? What are your views? You know, great question before we go. Stimulated student said, if a man is jabbed and just found God, are y'all going to count him out? Here goes a question posed. If a man is jabbed or woman is jabbed and they just found God, are y'all going to count them out? So that would be the question. Tiana said, yes, we count him out. T says he's out. I mean, it's a legitimate question, though. Doug said he too late. Crystal said yes. Maddie's son said pray about it. Big Hosey said it's better safe than sorry. King Cole said test all spirits. Shelly says I would for sure. Doug Johnson said he's not real. Pretty Liddy said I know conservatives and good people that got the snake bite and that scared me. Adonis said he chose his side. Edna said no jabbed up sperm in me. People saying he's out. This is all I'm saying, you all. There is somebody out there for you that's not compromised. Trust me. It is. You don't have to compromise yourself for nobody. Listen, everybody on this thread had an opportunity to get that snake bite. And we didn't. So whatever we chose to do, we got to stick with that. Because that means there's somebody else out there that did the same thing. So that means we went through all the losing a job, losing friends, losing families, getting accused of doing this. We went through all that to build up the character of who we are today. That means something. So now, why would I want to get with somebody that didn't go through that like I did so we can both come together and have our character built up? To me, it means something. It means something for two people to come together after they both been through the fire. It means something. So I would just say on a principle standpoint, I wouldn't do it. I would much rather have somebody that was on the same page with me when it comes to going against this great reset, new world order, liberal world order, et cetera, et cetera. I would much rather be with someone that I know stood in front of the fire and didn't flinch. So that's me. You know, that's me. Anita said, good people are out there. I see it. They may not live near you, which is probably the most people's problems. Life will spin the block in your favor. Patience is a virtue. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this little class though, and it's for men and women. But the goal ultimately is for us to come together. I live in Atlanta, and although there are women here that are not snake bitten, they still crazy though. Because they into, you know how many women I've met or seen that don't have a snake bite, but they playing spades with tarot cards. You know how many women I know that's not snake bitten, but they practicing witchcraft. Like, you got to get past the snake bite is a standard prerequisite. What's beyond that though? I done met plenty of women that didn't get the snake bite, but what's beyond that though? What are you doing at home? They got crystals hanging, sage burning, demons floating around. No. I had one young man just tell me he had a one-night stand with a woman. He said it was awesome. Said it was great. And he said, but he went to her page the next day and her title said, witch doctor or some kind of soul capture, some kind of witch soul capture or something. And he got scared. He called his grandma, like, pray for me. He was spooked. All I'm saying is, just not getting a snake bite is only a portion of what you got to deal with. Because you got to hop over the snake bite and also deal with the character of the person beyond just them not doing that. What do they believe in? What's their life like? So I'm going to say this with that snake bite. We don't know what this snake bite does, but we do know it is transferred through sexual contact. I would assume kissing. I would assume I'm not taking no chances. If you got it, I ain't touching you. Because I know when they flip that switch and these people get activated, it's going to be, no. So I'm cool. And Anuka Dawson, if you celibate for 7 years, that is awesome. I'm going on 3 years. Somebody said, watch out for the incubus and succubus. But King Tabernacle said, I dated a crystal chick once, and I saw her shapeshift. When she got upset, I got up and left at 3 a.m. for a 2-hour drive back home. Listen to me, man. King Tabernacle, I believe him, y'all. Listen, these folks be into all kind of. That dude said he went to her IG page and saw that title, and he was done. But listen, my time is up, y'all. I love you, y'all. I'm trying for this class. Y'all the link. I see that the stuff is glitching on StreamYard right now anyway. Listen, I love y'all. I will see y'all soon.